Hey guys, welcome back to Growin and Crowin. Today I thought I'd share with you a super quick, simple recipe for tortellini soup in the crock pot. This is something my niece brought to Christmas a few years ago and it was a big hit and we've made it multiple times since. We start by grabbing a few things from the freezer, like beef broth that we made ourselves using oxtails from the beef we raised last year, some Italian sausage from the pigs we just processed a few weekends ago, as well as some diced tomatoes that we didn't get used up this last fall. We start by browning the sausage and then chopping up one whole onion. That all goes into the crock pot, and then we add in our beef broth, as well as some seasonings, minced garlic, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, and probably anything else you really want to mix in. You could add some spice if you want a little bit of spiciness to it. Once you get to this point, you leave it in the crock pot on low for 4 hours to simmer. The next thing the recipe calls for is 1 cup of heavy cream. This is just not something I have in the refrigerator very often, so you can make a substitute by using 3/4 of a cup of milk and 1/4 cup of melted butter. I do try to warm the milk just a little bit so that it doesn't kind of start to curdle or the butter doesn't solidify in there. Next, we add in the tortellini pasta as well as the spinach. The recipe does call for 2 cups of spinach, but I just kind of eyeball it. And in fact, when I bought the spinach at Aldi's, it had arugula mixed in with it, which I went ahead and bought it because that's all they had and we couldn't taste any different. So we had arugula and spinach in ours this time. We also add in 1/2 cup to 1 cup of parmesan cheese and stir that in really well. Then you're gonna let that cook again at low for another 1/2 hour to 45 minutes. A good crusty bread made in the Dutch oven goes really well with the soup, but I just didn't have time or take the time to make homemade today, and I had already picked some up from Aldi's, so we went ahead and had that, and actually it's not terrible. They have some really good bakery items, so don't be afraid to pick those up. It doesn't all have to be homemade all the time. Serve it with a sprinkle of Parmesan cheese on top, and you have a good hearty meal that the whole family will love.